Welcome back to my teacher program. So far we were discussing about some problems related to this genetics, especially the Mendelian theories, as well as we discussed about the incomplete and the codominance. Now let us see the chromosomal disorders. That is, we have seen that there are different types of disorders which is found among human beings. That is, for example, before going to the disorders, we should know that what is aneuploidy and the euploidy condition. Now let us see that the human beings, for example, human beings, if you are taking, we have got 23 pairs of chromosomes. As you know that we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now in this 23 pairs of chromosomes, we have 22 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of sex chromosome. That is, we have 22 pairs of autosomes and 22 pairs, okay, it is pairs, 22 pairs of autosomes, and we have got 1 pair of sex chromosomes. Now let us see the significance of this. Based on the sex chromosome, that will determine the sex of the fetus. As you know that we are having 22 pairs of autosomes. So when a gamete is formed, so before going to the chromosomal disorders, you should know that what is the normal genetic constitution. That is, we have seen that each female cell has got 22 pairs of autosomes. Let us write like this: 22 pairs of autosomes, and the females have got XX chromosomes. So we can see that the females are having 22 pairs of autosomes and XX chromosome. There are 2 chromosomes. Now in the case of males are having 22 pairs of chromosomes, pairs of autosomes, and they have got X and Y chromosomes. Now here we can see that male is having X and Y chromosome, but females are having only XX chromosome. Now let us see the gamete formation. During the gamete formation, according to the theory which we have studied, the theory of segregation, that is allele pairs segregate or separate during gamete formation, and the paired condition will be restored during zygote formation. So what are the gametes a female can produce? Females are, in the case, I am talking only about the human beings, this is different in case of birds as well as in insects, so do not get confused. Here we are discussing only in the case of human beings, okay. In human beings, the females are homogametic. So what do you mean by homogametic? Homogametic. Females are homogametic. So when we say females are homogametic, that means female can produce only a single type of gamete. Female can produce only single type of gamete. This gamete will be having, if you take 22 pairs of autosome, the gamete will be having half the number of chromosomes. So we can say that female gametes are having 22 autosomes plus X chromosome. This is the female gamete. Is it clear? The female cell has got 22 pairs of autosomes plus XX chromosomes. When this cell undergo meiotic cell division during gamete formation, the gamete will be having only 22 autosome plus X chromosome. Now let us see in the case of males. Male can produce 2 types of gametes. These gametes are 22 autosome plus X, that is, one gamete is 22 autosome plus X and another gamete is 22 autosome plus Y. So here what you have seen is the male can produce 2 types of gametes, that is 22 autosome plus X and 22 autosome plus Y. So males are, in the case of human beings, males are heterogametic. That means they can produce 2 different types of gametes, 2 different types. Is it clear? these gametes are the male sex gametes. Now we have seen that male sex cell or the gamete. Let's see the possibility. Suppose this gamete fuse with this gamete, or we can write it here 22 autosome plus X. If we are crossing, what we are getting? We may get 22 pair of autosomes plus XX, and here 22 pair of autosomes plus XY. Now in this case the fetus or the child is female, and in this case the child is male. So it depends upon the which gamete is going to fuse with the female gamete. Female gamete is always only one type. So this is the ovum. You might have studied in embryology, that is the ovum. Ovum is fertilized by the spermatozoa. So that we will discuss in the embryology chapter. More details we will discuss. The spermatozoa penetrates into the ovum. So we have seen that here the fusion of gametes takes place. So based on which gamete is fused, that will determine the sex of the child. Now we are moving to the chromosomal disorders. As we have seen that in the case of human beings, 22 pair of autosomes. You might have heard about the Mongolism or the Down syndrome. Down's syndrome. Down syndrome. What is this Down syndrome? In this Down syndrome, we have seen that, have you heard about Mongolism, mentally retarded children. Here, normally we are having, as I said, 22 pair of autosomes plus 1 pair of sex chromosome. Instead, here what is happening is the 21st chromosome, that is the out of 22 autosomes, the 21st autosome become triploid. Triploid means it become 3 in number. That is, we can say that 21st chromosome, that is the trisomic condition. Trisomic condition. Trisomic condition means here instead of 2 chromosome or 1 pair of chromosome, here there will be 3 chromosomes. In the 21st position, the child is having 3 chromosomes. So what will be the total number of chromosome in this case? In this case the total number of chromosome becomes, that is 23 pairs. We can write it as 46 numbers plus 1. So this Mongolism, the children with Mongolism or the Down syndrome, they have got 1 extra chromosome, that is the 21st position, trisomic condition. This is the reason for Down's syndrome. Now let's see the Down syndrome. You can see here a person with a Down syndrome. We can identify from their face itself, as well as they are the mentally retarded children. Still we can see from their face as well as the appearance, they are suffering from the Down syndrome. Now it's clear that this Down syndrome is due to the 21st chromosome trisomic condition. Trisomic condition in the 21st chromosome, remember that. Now we will move on to the next one. Next syndrome, that is Klinefelter's syndrome. Klinefelter's syndrome. In this Klinefelter syndrome, here what is happening is the number of sex chromosomes increases. Number of sex chromosomes, not in the case of Down syndrome we have seen the number of autosomes are getting increased, but here in Klinefelter syndrome the sex chromosome number increases. That is, instead of having X or XY condition, the person will be having either XXX condition or XXY condition. Here we can see that the number of sex chromosome has increased. Now you may ask one question, what is the reason behind this? How this number of chromosomes are increasing? To understand this, you should know the meiotic cell division, that is during gamete formation, how the homologous chromosomes are separated. That is, we have seen that in a particular stage of meiotic cell division, homologous chromosomes are separated. Now let us see this stage. For example, if you see the meiosis, meiotic cell division. In meiotic cell division, you have studied there are different stages. These stages are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So there are mainly 4 phases in the meiotic cell division, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Now this prophase itself, it is divided into many phases. Prophase itself is divided into many phases, that is leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Some books we can see that instead of leptotene it is mentioned leptonema. Both are correct. If the leptotema as well as the zygonema, if we are using these terms, it is correct. So let's see, it is leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. These are the 5 steps coming under prophase. Now during these phases, what is happening is homologous chromosomes are separated. The chromosomes of the similar type will be separated. Instead of separating these chromosomes, sometimes what is happening is both the homologous chromosomes together will move into one cell. That is, we have seen that, suppose this is the cell. In this cell, let me mark, for example, one chromosome. This is one chromosome, and let me mark the other homologous chromosome. We can mark it as, this is another pair of chromosome. Now in normal cell division, what we are expecting is these 2 chromosomes are separated. That is, here homologous chromosomes are getting separated. Spindle formation, you have studied all these things, right? That is spindle fiber formation, and spindle fibers attached on the centromere of the chromosome and the chromosomes are separated. So here we can see that this is mainly happening in the case of metaphase 1, right? So in the case of metaphase 1, meiotic cell division is having 2 stages, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, then comes to all the second stages. So in the case of metaphase 1, homologous chromosomes are separated. Now let's see these homologous chromosomes, when it gets separated, we are expecting these 2 chromosomes should move into the same cell. That is, here we can see the 2 chromosomes are moving into the same cell. See it very clearly. If you make a line over here, you can see that one cell is formed which is having 1 chromosome, and it is also having another 1 chromosome. Similarly, one more cell will be formed of the same type. Now just think, if these 2 chromosomes together move into one cell, in that case a cell will be formed with 2 chromosomes, and the second cell will be formed, here only with one of the chromosome. Here you have seen that compared to the normal cell division, an incomplete cell division takes place. This is phenomenon is known as non-disjunction. Non-disjunction. So here we have seen that in the Klinefelter syndrome, the homologous chromosomes fail to separate. They do not separate, they move on to the same cell, and here we can see that a gamete is formed with a abnormal number of chromosomes. Now you can imagine this abnormal number of chromosomes. Suppose this gamete fuse with a normal cell, the condition will be XXY condition, or it may be XXX condition. This is clear to you? Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome, here we have seen the number of sex chromosomes increases, that is XXX. Maybe it can be sometimes XX, 4X can come, or in some cases it becomes XXY condition. Normally YY condition is not taking place because the organism or the offspring cannot survive in such cases. So here you may think that what will be the phenotypic character, whether these are females or the males. They have the rudimentary sexual organs. They show both the characteristics, female with the rudimentary characters of males and males with the female characters. Hope this is clear to you. Now we will move on to the third syndrome. The third syndrome is Turner's syndrome. Turner's syndrome. In this syndrome, Turner's syndrome, we have seen that the chromosomes become X0. Instead of increasing the number of chromosomes, here what is happening is X0 condition. The cell is having only one of the X chromosome. There is no Y chromosome. Here normal cell is having XX, or we are expecting XY. Instead of, we are having only what? X0 condition. So this is also, what is the genetic reason behind this? The genetic reason is non-disjunction. Hope this is clear to you. This is very important. What is non-disjunction? Non-disjunction is the failure of separation of homologous chromosomes during metaphase 1 of meiotic cell division. So we have discussed about the genetic syndromes. Let me it's almost time to wind up. Let me tell you once again what is the difference between polyploidy and aneuploidy. You should know what is the difference. Normally students are asking this question, what is the difference between polyploid condition and aneuploidy condition? Aneuploid condition. Let me tell you this. In polyploid condition, the complete set of chromosomes will increase. That is, instead of 23 pair of chromosome, it become 23 plus 23 plus 23. If it becomes like this, normally in the case of human being, polyploidy condition is not there. This is normally we have seen polyploidy condition in case of plants. Anyway, remember that the complete set of chromosome increases. We call that condition as polyploid condition. Aneuploid condition means only a 1 or 2 chromosome number increases. In these all cases, this is example for aneuploid condition. Either a number of chromosome may be less or a chromosome may be more. This is known as the aneuploid condition. So don't get confused. Here if we call it as, what we call? Triploid condition. We can call it as triploid condition, but in this case we call it as trisomic condition. Hope this is clear to you, and next class we will move on to your second chapter, and we will continue with the genetics. If you have any doubt, please do call us, and we are welcome you to ask any doubts regarding this topic, or you can even ask any topic, any doubt, and also students can suggest the topic which you find it difficult. Which you find it difficult to follow in the class, you can ask us or you can mail us, so that we will do that class in the next. Hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next class.